Hi everyone, and welcome back to Skin Goals. I'm your host, Lisa Avalos, and today we're talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is hydration for your face. I love to look like a glazed donut, and people ask me, what are your secrets? These are the secrets. Is staying moisturized, staying hydrated. But I'm your host, Lisa Avalos, and this is my co-host, Kelly.
Okay, we are gonna spill some secrets today on staying hydrated during winter because winter is coming for us, okay? And I don't want to look like the winter warlock, okay? Circa, that classic claymation holiday video. I wanna look hydrated and glowy all the time, but winter is like, my face gets so dry. I'm already dry to begin with, so it gets super dry. And we're gonna get into it today, and we're so excited to have with us a special guest. We have L'Oreal chemist, Lily Xavier. Welcome, Lily.
Hi, thanks.
So excited to have you. You're going to take us into really facial, winter hydration, all these different layers and things that we could be doing. But first, we want to talk a little bit about you and your journey and give us a little detail of what's like working at the L'Oreal labs.
Yeah, sure. So first, thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here with you. My name is Lily, like you said. I've been with L'Oreal for over 13 years, and currently I'm on the skincare valorization team. And you're probably like, what in the world is a skincare valorization team?
Yeah.
So my team is responsible for selecting the key ingredients that really drive our product performance to really complement that with the right efficacy and safety testing to support the wonderful communication around our products.
We love ingredients, so yeah, you're the team to talk to. So excited for that.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a Susie scientist over here. I'm Monday quarterbacking. I'm like, oh, that ingredient. I want to know it all. So I'm so excited to hear from you today. So welcome.
Yeah, so for me, dry skin is not on my vision board, right? I am a hydrated queen, but I do a lot of things that make me dehydrated. I love me some caffeine, you know what I'm saying? And I need to drink the water and also the lotions and potions on my face. So what's the deal with winter, and why does it wage such a war on our face, throughout the season changing? I don't feel like I have the same kind of issues in the summer. I feel like it's really, especially in Chicago, the season's changing.
Yeah, so you're totally right. The cooler temperatures and the low humidity in the air actually cause our skin barrier to worsen during this time of the year. So our skin's unable to retain moisture in these type of conditions. So in the cool temperatures, what happens is our blood vessels actually constrict, and it reduces the blood flow that is transported to the surface of the skin, and that's essentially why you're not getting that moisture benefit. Things like turning your furnace on or your fireplace also causes dry air, which then essentially takes away the moisture from your skin through evaporation.
I didn't even think about your
What do you keep
vessels,
your
constricting? That's wild.
Right.
I didn't think about that.
I had no clue, honestly. I was not down to that layer of cell biology or skin or anatomy, physiology.
It makes sense. When you say it, I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense, for sure.
It makes me think though too, what do you keep your heat on? In the house, is yours super high? Is yours
I love to be toasty.
Yeah.
I also like to be toasty.
Not great for the face.
Which does also make you feel drier.
Yeah, it definitely would disrupt your sebum and water balance in your skin, and this is why you see some signs of dryness.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all coming together.
You guys, I grew up in the desert, guys. I grew up in Texas in a desert, so I'm not really I don't do a lot of winter things, but I know your family does. Don't you guys go tubing, skiing, all that stuff?
We're big sledders.
Yeah.
We are big, there's a school closure day. We are outside, on the hills. Also, one of the things that I'm kind of thinking about, when it comes to face, I remember distinctly one time we went to Washington, D.C. on one of those, double-decker bus, and it was winter, it was fall going into winter. It was late in the season. It was the wind was whipping, and by the end of the trip, because we were seeing all the sites, and I had like red cheeks. It was like my skin was just so tight and dry. And then I looked like my little Essie had like Cupid cheeks. Like hers were like they were adorable and red and tight and dry, but like because she looked super cute, but I could tell she was super uncomfortable.
Yeah, painful.
So that happens, like as you go into the winter months, like it was unexpected, really. I think I had like a light hydrator on that day. So, but yeah, like that's why we want to talk about it. We want to get into it today. So, absolutely. Did you ever, never had?
Well, for me, it's mostly like when I'm inconsistent with my face skincare, I can get really flaky. And then I'm like, you know what I notice, guys? It's when I wear my makeup, because then I'm like patchy and flaky. I'm like, what is going on? And I think it's the formulation of foundation. No, it's not. It's because I'm not moisturizing correctly. So that's when I usually notice it before it gets painful for me, because I'm not really outside, guys. I'm an indoor cat, so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, like winter is trying to suck the life out of our skin. Okay.
Pretty much.
And Lily's here to save the day. Okay. So what are our weapons of choice? Like we're just living life. We're having, like not consistent, and going out in the cold and the wind, the whip. What are our weapons of choice in this battle against dryness?
Yeah, so I mean, really depending on your skin type and your personal preference, we have different formats available that can help treat this moisture imbalance. You've got creams, your lotions, your serums. All can be a good choice depending on what works for you and your skin. So these, you think about them kind of being like a winter coat to protect your skin. So first, to replenish that moisture back, protect it, and make sure that it's sealed.
Oh, I didn't even think about a hydrating serum. Like in my mind, when we're talking about hydration, I thought lotions, right, creams, but a serum, I love a serum.
Yeah, like the layers, just like in winter, we're like layering on like a sweater, a shirt, a jacket. It's those layers. Like, what would you like? Which one is the puffer coat?
Yeah, so you're totally right. Product layering can definitely help give you a boost. So if you start off your skincare routine with your maybe like a hydrating cleanser, follow that with a hydrating toner, for example, the one offered in the CeraVe range.
Yeah.
Finally, after that, you would follow that with a hyaluronic acid serum. And then ultimately, you want to apply like a thick cream over that, like your SkinCeuticals Triple Restore, to give you your best optimal routine.
Yeah.
I know that one, and I've used that one.
We love
it.
Yes. Well, this is a great segue for our first break, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
Hey, so we're getting into facial winter hydration, right? And every time we're talking a little about products, but really want to get into, I always love the ingredients part. I'm always a fan of like understanding ingredients. Which one should I be looking for? I know some ones that I see in a lot of my facial products that I use, like hyaluronic acid, ceramides. Like, hit us with your take, being in the valorization team, right? Like, and talking about ingredients, like, you're the one to ask, like, what should we be looking for? What are some great ones to look for in wintertime?
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. Hyaluronic acid is a pretty powerful humectant that is really commonly used throughout skincare. So think of it like a magnet that attracts the moisture from the environment and brings it back to your skin.
Yeah.
Ceramides are a little bit different, so I would use that an analogy as like a brick wall. So if you imagine a brick wall, your skin cells would be your bricks, and your ceramides would be the mortar that are really holding them together to prevent that moisture loss and also reinforce your barrier.
Ooh, I love that. That makes so much sense.
Nothing's getting in the brick wall and nothing's getting out of that brick wall, right? Like, it's solid. So like there's the different pieces to it. So okay, I'm liking that. Ceramides.
Do you have a favorite ingredient for your hydration for your face that you have?
That's a really tough decision because ultimately when we talk about ingredients, they're still in a formulation. So I think it would really depend on what that final formulation is. And I don't like anything that's too sticky. I also am very big on routines. I like a serum followed by a cream for my ultimate skincare goal.
I do love a serum. like a Mineral 89 Vichy. That's a great L'Oreal serum that I love to layer during the winter underneath like my moisturizer. It gives me that extra oomph, right?
Yeah. I agree. I love the skin glow. I love the skin glow that you just gave. Like, that's for me for winter. It's like, I just don't want to be dry. Like, I want to keep this still glowing and still looking hydrated. And I need it because it feels like it just sucks it up during the winter time.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you put it on and it's like my skin's like,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it's like a straw, like, yeah.
So, like, if we were building a dream team for our face, and everybody has different skin types, so like oily skin, dry skin, combo skin, what would your dream team be in the skincare game plan? Like, what would you suggest for someone with oily combo or dry skin?
So even oily skin and combination skin still need hydration. So my recommendation for this skin type would be to look for something that's breathable. So something that's providing hydration, but it's still lightweight and it doesn't leave the skin feeling greasy. If you have that more dry side on your skin type, I would recommend adding a cream into your routine, as typically creams have a higher concentration of these moisture championing ingredients that we're talking about.
Ooh, moisture championing ingredients. I like that little tagline. Can you give us an example of moisture championing ingredients?
Sure. So, we talked about hyaluronic a little bit before, but there are other humectants, for example, glycerin, which is pretty commonly used also in skincare ingredients. And creams do typically tend to have a higher concentration of these ingredients.
Yeah. Oh my God. Glycerin and hyaluronic acid. Two of those moisture championing ingredients. Love it. Okay.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about formulations earlier. So for our oily skin friends, there's still mattifying moisturizers that will give you the hydration, but also will not make you shiny, because I know that's, a concern that people have with maybe how they wear their makeup, or, or maybe they're producing a lot of oil, but you still need that hydration, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You can get it without that extra shine, or that, depending on what
The
you're
look you're going for.
Right? Yeah. Love that. All right. So not only do we consider like moisturizers, but there's another factor too, because we're washing our face in the winter. And when you're washing, are there any cleanser recommendations to keep things like gentle and hydrated when we're thinking, my skin it really needs all the help it can get?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. So there's definitely some more gentle cleanser options. There's a great CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. There's the SkinCeuticals Gentle Cleanser. And these cleansers tend to have more of a balanced, I would say, something called a surfactant system.
Yeah.
Surfactants are the molecules that are really responsible for removing the dirt and impurities from our skin. So if you're starting off kind of with that right hydration step, that's a little bit more mild to the skin, that really sets you up for success on any of your following steps in your routine.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, last, do not forget your SPF. Even though it's winter, I think it's pretty common that people do forget this last step.
It's so true. It's so true. It makes me think like even gentle hydrating cleansers, like something that's like, I think about like my daughter after that double-decker bus and the cheeks all like dry, like even using a cleanser that's gentle, it's not just using a moisturizer or like a balm or anything like that, but it's like really cleansing with something that's not going to strip you.
Exactly.
Love that. Yeah.
Right? You're just adding steps of hydration as you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Now I'm judging myself as a mother. What did I have her wash her face with that day?
Right?
All right. I'll forgive myself.
It's okay.
All right. You live, you learn, and you do. What's that statement? When you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maya Angelou? Is it? Yeah.
I love that. But also I feel like hydration, it starts from the face wash, and then I forgot a serum. The serum on your face, a hydrating serum.
Yes, but actually one more step before the serum,
okay.
I would recommend a hydrating toner. So following your cleanser, first I would start with your hydrating toner as your skincare routine, then a hyaluronic acid type of serum, and following that with a thicker kind of cream to seal in that moisture for some extra TLC.
I love that. What does a toner do?
So a toner really kind of helps, I would say, set your skin for your next step to really receive all of those good ingredients from your other products.
That makes so much sense. I always skip the toner because I don't know what it does. I'm like,
Yeah.
But that makes sense. It's prepping your skin for the other steps.
Exactly.
So you can like really absorb that hyaluronic acid.
Yes.
It's like a warm winter hug. You're like, come on in. Like, okay,
Yes.
welcoming the other ingredients into the mix.
I love
Okay.
that. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Lily, and having all that skincare knowledge for us.
Yeah.
What did you learn today, Cal?
That I'm not going to be a winter warlock. That I'm good. Maybe I'll add a toner. Honestly, that is another step that I haven't done necessarily. I also think I got to check in winter what cleansers are we using, because maybe it is time to switch out a little bit or consider, what ingredients are inside. And then just, I think layering a little bit more and being consistent. How about you? Anything else?
The toner was a big one for me. I usually don't use one, but it makes so much sense to start your base off on the right foot. You know what I mean? So I can really absorb all of those great ingredients that I've been putting on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, Lily.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
And thank you all for joining us today. Follow us on Instagram and on all your favorite podcast platforms. We're Skingles, and we'll see you next time.